We love spending this time with you. Thank you for listening. If you would like to take your listening experience to the next level, did you know there's a way to do that, Jabo?
I do.
Yep, you know how you do it. You go to thetjshow.com, you sign up for the TJ Show newsletter, and you get cool things dropped right into your inbox, like the TJ Show's 10 shares. We pick 10 different things, everyone on the team does it, that we think you're going to love. It's not just about our show. This is about like stuff, music we're listening to, whatever it may be.
Like life stuff.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more in there. Sign up at thetjshow.com. This is the TJ Show, and we're so excited to welcome Katie in Guilford, Connecticut. Hey, Katie.
Hello.
Hey, Katie.
Katie,
Hi.
It's so great to be connected with you. Answer this question. What is the most exciting part of your life right now?
Well, I'm just kind of looking forward to summer, and all of my kids' sports are kind of ending, and now I only have one to deal with. So it's just a fun time. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor and rate me as a parent? So I have done everything I can to try to avoid becoming one of those parents that's just driving their kids all around town, but it's already started happening. I had to drive them to dance class the other night, and I'm like, oh man, this is where it begins. I don't want soccer. I don't want Little League Baseball. And I know this is offensive, but look at what you did. Your whole life has been consumed. You're a chauffeur.
I am, but I have boys. I do know with dance, some of those recitals can be a painful 4 hours. So
well,
I think it evens out.
Guess what, Katie? Over the weekend, you know where I was on my birthday?
A dance recital.
Dance recital! Yeah, you were listening. I know, you heard it. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, and it was wonderful. You know, it's so beautiful.
I'm sure it was.
How hard they all worked to stand there. I mean, they were flowing beautifully, and I'm a great dad. Hey,
did you just rate yourself instead of having her rate you?
No, listen, I want whatever's
Every
best.
Every parent is a 10.
Right.
That's right.
Well, today, that's what everyone says, right? And you can see what's happening to the world.
Participation trophy.
Yes.
For the parents, too.
Yeah, no, Katie, I do want whatever's best for my kids. And I know, listen, I played sports when I was a kid, but I know the movement and getting out there, getting active, learning how to work with a team, I know that's more important than my selfish desires of not having to drive kids around all day. So I commend you. I think that's beautiful what you're doing. Great job on that.
Well, thank you.
And I'm happy that it's over for you. It sounds like, what are you doing over the summer that you're so excited about it?
Well, my family is in New York. Granted, that's pretty close to here, but I don't see them that often. So we're planning to see them next month.
Great.
Nice.
Well, it sounds like you love your family. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Sounds awesome. Well, Katie, we're so grateful that you're listening to our show. I know there's a million things you could listen to out there. Thank you for turning your radio on.
Oh, sure. Thank you for being there. I'm glad I found you. I was just driving and my regular station was on, and all of a sudden I heard your voice. What is this? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice. Like, I heard about Kenny with a girlfriend, then moving in.
Nice.
Jabo, thanks so much to your husband for serving. I'm sure it's a huge sacrifice for both of you.
Well, thank you for the support. Appreciate that.
No, I don't know. I never left that station.
Oh, wow. Well,
That's awesome.
That is amazing to hear. It's super encouraging, and thank you for sharing all that. I know, I always say we are so grateful because we're popping on in new cities all the time. We're almost at 60 cities across the nation and beyond,
Wow.
Canada and the UK. And, you know, this is a dream situation for me. I was just a fan of the radio as a little kid. And so to even hear you say, oh, the show just popped on and now you're listening to it and you're choosing to stick around and you know Jabo and Ken, I mean, that's just incredible. So that means so much. And you're a friend of the show now, so you call anytime.
Oh, thank you.
We want to hear how you're doing. You got our phone number. You call that
do.
number
That's
anytime, okay? The show's a lot better with you on it.
Oh, yeah.
If it was just us,
thank you.
it would start to get
Be
tiresome.
a snoozer for sure.
Right. People would be turning it off in droves.
Yes, they would.
Depressed because you're not here. So thank you very much, Katie.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too, and happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I had my birthday this weekend. I got Father's Day next
Hey,
week.
look at
Wonderful.
you. It's a great month.
Thank you so much, Katie. After the show on Friday, Jabo, you seem kind of irritated with me.
Well, I was a little confused because there's this thing that the show has taken on as a tradition of their own that first started off with TJ's family, and TJ shared it with us, and we love it so much, and so we do it for everyone's birthday. And what it is we tend to go around the room and we all say one thing that we love about the person's whose birthday it is.
Yeah, that's right. I discovered this through my wife, Jess. The first time I met her family, it was my mother-in-law's birthday, and before she opened the gifts, everyone in the family goes around and says what they love about Jess's mom, and it was like the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen on a birthday. And so now we've started doing that in our family as I'm married to my wife, and I brought it to the show. And so every time you guys have a birthday, I'm like, hey.
Yeah, we do it. And so then on Friday, when the show was over, we all looked at each other like, wait, what happened? What happened to our tradition? What happened to our love spreading, if you will?
Well, I do it for you guys. You don't have to do it for me.
Well, TJ, it's for everyone, not just for us. So I feel like today, we should do it for you.
All right, well, J-Bo, you're in control. I have to just give up control. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Kenny, you can go first. Can I get some birthday music, please?
Oh, yeah, sure.
That one's nice, yeah.
Okay. It would have been funny on Friday if TJ was like, all right, guys, now it's time for you guys to say something nice about me.
Right, that would be awkward.
That would be so awkward, you're right.
Well, TJ, we've been friends for a long, long time, and I admire your caring nature. I truly believe that you want the best for people, especially those you're close to, your friends, your family, your coworkers. And I'd also like to mention you're a really funny guy.
Oh,
and I
thanks,
really
Kenny.
appreciate your mind for comedy. You make me laugh constantly, and I thank you for that.
Well, thank you, Kenny. I really
Look at
appreciate that.
Isn't that nice? Oh,
That is very
love
nice.
right there. Camera guy Josh, you're up.
TJ, I love how devoted you are to your craft. You truly love what you do, and it is contagious. And just a few weeks ago, a mutual friend of ours came up to me and said, how is it working for TJ? And I told him honestly, it is everything you would hope it would be. You're awesome.
Oh,
I
that's
love you.
very nice, Josh. Thank you.
Oh, TJ, you crying yet?
You don't expect to hear all these nice things. We had a few friends over on... Hold on, stop that. I've heard that song now. We had a few friends over. My wife threw like this little impromptu tiny party, and they were all going around the room saying all this stuff because my wife forces people to do this. And I was really touched by what people were saying. It's like, wow, I didn't even know you thought that about me.
Yeah.
And it does move you.
It does. And there's more. Producer
All
Heather,
right.
you ready to go?
Producer Heather, you're up
You know,
next.
she's one of many words.
Yeah, well, this is probably most uncomfortable for you, and that's why I kind of like this part of it.
No, I really hate this, but I love you, TJ, and I'm gonna say that I love how much you love your wife. I know people love their wives, but you really, really love your wife, and Jess is a good person, and I'm glad that you found her. And yeah, that's it. I gotta go.
Okay.
I think she was like hurting just saying that.
So-
Good job, producer Heather.
Yeah, that was...
Ran out of the room.
Seriously.
Well, you know, emotions can be very hard.
My turn. It's
Yeah.
my turn. I'll keep it short because everyone in the room has said everything that I was thinking. But TJ, I love how you have chased your dream to do radio. You really enjoy what you do, and you encourage other people to also chase their dream. And I love that every time I see you when I come into work, you're like, "What's up, J-Bo?" Even if I'm not ready to communicate with the room, you are always ready to communicate, and you don't stop doing that. And so that pushes other people, myself, to also be as vibrant as you. And so I love you, bro.
Oh, well, thank you, J-Bo.
Happy birthday.
I love you too. I love all you guys, and thank you, J-Bo. You know, these things, they feel forced at first, but then I do feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So I
good.
appreciate you, J-Bo. Now, can we do the rest of the show?
Yeah. Let's get on with the show.
Where we're like sort of rude to each other
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit?
fine.
Okay. All right.
Like friends?
Yes, yeah. I was hanging out with my parents over the weekend. It was my birthday. They were in town.
No, that's nice.
It was nice to be able to celebrate with the people who brought me into the world.
That's right.
And my mom wanted to share about the day that I was born. She always wants to tell everyone, I remember the day he was born. And she goes, and it's interesting because every time this comes up, my mom and dad start getting into a little bit of an argument. And I was like, I'm finally going to capture this because I want to make sure that I have this for my kids to know in the future. And they're also there, but you know, they'll forget
Right,
it.
don't forget.
And my mom and dad share the story of the day that I was born. I didn't actually know all these details. They revealed some stuff I was just finding out for the first time. Mom, it's my birthday and you were sharing with the whole family what happened the day I was born.
I was there in labor with you and nobody could care less.
My mom thinks no one cared that she was in labor and she was all alone in the room, and here's why.
You were in the
There's my dad.
room about to give birth, and unfortunately, the Yankees were playing. Me and the doctor ended up watching the Yankee game because Tommy John was pitching, and he had a no-hitter going.
So apparently on my birthday, when I was born, very famous pitcher, Tommy John, also a TJ, by the way.
Yeah.
he was pitching a perfect game. And so not only my dad, but the doctor who was supposed to deliver me, they were watching this game on the screen. It really annoyed my mom.
So because he had a no-hitter, we ended up watching more than what we probably should have, and you were in the room all by yourself.
And that made you upset?
Well, it's like I was trying to have a baby. And you didn't want to come out either.
Who would want to be in this world?
Facts.
Why do you think the doctor watched the baseball game with you?
Why? Because it was a no-hitter. He was into the 8th inning, I think, when you were like ready to, push TJ out. And I think he actually saw the last pitch. And then he went in to pull TJ out.
Can you imagine that? There's a doctor out there who insisted on watching this baseball game over the fact that there's a baby in the other room.
He knew you weren't coming out anytime soon. There was time.
Yes, producer Heather.
Dude, babies are born every day. How many times does a pitcher have a no-hitter?
It is very rare. I don't know much about baseball, but it very rarely happens.
That was cool that they were watching a baseball game.
This is my daughter Charlie chiming in. She actually likes that they were watching a baseball game. You like that?
Wait, isn't the Yankees golf?
It's baseball.
See, my dad, her grandpa, can't tell her that she's wrong. It's like, this is part of the problem. Sometimes you just got to tell a kid they're wrong.
The Yankees are golf.
What makes you say that?
Because I've heard that the Yankees are golf.
Nope.
Maybe you misheard it?
No, it was golf.
She's very sure of herself.
You're wrong. It's baseball.
Yeah, no, it's golf.
Just tell the kid she's wrong.
It's golf.
There's balls, there's swinging.
Right.
I see the confusion.
A club of some kind. Yeah, that's fine. So that's what happened on my birthday. Now everyone knows there was a very important game going on. And how funny, on that day, of all days.
Your
yesterday.
poor mama. She tolerated so much.
Yeah, I'm always so grateful for my mama that she endured that moment, which I'm sure was very painful. And I have a big head, so I'm sure that hurt. But here I am. I'm very grateful to be here. And it's all thanks to my mama and my dad.
That's right.
Eventually, my dad came in the room, and he's happy to be there. He did say he saw it happen. He said, what else do you need to say? You work out all that other stuff, and then let me know when it's time. The TJ Show is sponsored by Prize Picks. You want to play daily fantasy sports, and it just seems so complicated? Well, what about Prize Picks for daily fantasy sports?
Prize Picks is cool because it's just you picking against stat projections, more or less on 2 to 6 player stats, everything from basketball finals. Keep an eye out for star players for boosted payouts, and you can even use esports to add to your entries now.
Yeah, every Wednesday and Saturday in June, if your esport lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 fantasy sports app. PrizePicks.com. Download the app today and use code TJShow for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code TJShow on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less, it's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details. PrizePicks.com. Have I said it enough?
PrizePicks.com.
You got me. This edition of the TJ Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Yeah, the year is going by quite quickly.
Bro, I blinked and it's gone.
Halfway there. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's hard to take inventory on how we're doing. Yeah. And I think one of the ways to truly assess our progress is by talking to someone else about it. Therapists have made me realize, actually, maybe I'm further along than I think. Because our mind can play tricks on us.
That's right.
And we've got to talk through this kind of a thing. Whether you're celebrating big wins, small wins, whatever it is, knowing that you're winning or if you're not, how to change that is so valuable.
A win is a win, and therapy is a win.
I agree with you. If you've ever considered it, go to BetterHelp.com/TJ. That's BetterHelp.com/TJ. You fill out the questionnaire, you get linked up with a licensed therapist. If for some reason it's not a fit, you can switch therapists anytime, no additional fee. Take a moment, visit BetterHelp.com/TJ today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TJ. BetterHelp.com/TJ. This is the TJ Show. It's Monday, June 10th, 2024. Hey, J-Bo.
What's up, TJ?
Doing great. How are you doing, Kenny?
I'm doing just fine, thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you for turning your radio on. Well, this weekend, I turned the radio on. And I was listening to a bunch of radio stations, and I found one, and they said, you know those voices the radios do? Yeah. Nothing's better than the weekend. And they go into a song I've never heard before. I go, nothing's better than the weekend. And I was just thinking about that in my car. I'm like, well, I like Mondays. I like Tuesday. I like every day. I feel like every day is a gift. I don't want to just live for the weekend. And there's no day that's less living for the weekend than right now. Right, Jay? But don't you feel it? We're the weekend's behind us. We are now into the week.
I know. Looking forward to the next weekend.
No, come on.
No, just kidding.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Yeah, so I did some radio listening. How was your weekend, J-Bo?
It was good. It was really good. Yeah.
What was the highlight on the big billboard?
I haven't seen a friend in over about, 10 years, and she was throwing her husband a surprise birthday party, and I drove out the 3 hours to go see them.
Nice.
And so that was really nice. And I haven't seen them in 10 years because they work for the embassy. I don't know how you would even say that job title. I have no idea. So they're always everywhere but here in the States. So now they're in the States for a little bit, so I got to see them, which is nice.
When you haven't seen someone in person for 10 years, have you noticed their face looks like it's been photoshopped? Like
What do you mean?
Well, it's just 10 years older. It's like, whoa, I remember you looking a lot younger than that.
You know what? I don't know. I feel like when I saw her, I was just like, we picked up right where we left off, which is always great. And she just looked the same to me.
Okay, that's good.
But now she had like 2 kids, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Because last time I saw you, you didn't have 2 kids.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's good. I'm so glad that you're there for your buddies. I'm sure you made the party a lot better.
It was great.
Always exciting to have J-Bo at a party. Hey, producer Heather, I saw something very unusual earlier today. Our camera guy, Josh, came hobbling into the room with crutches, and producer Heather starts laughing at him. Can you explain what was so funny about that? My heart went out to the guy when I saw him on crutches.
I mean, yeah, no, I feel bad he's hurt. I don't like that he's hurt, but like he's just like shuffling around in his little slippers, like limping. It's just kind of funny. I don't know. 'Cause so we just think of Josh as this like invincible guy, and look at him.
Oh, come on.
He's human.
I'm
He's
sorry,
capable of being
Josh.
hurt.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious.
Are you doing
I think
okay?
it's so
What
funny.
happened?
I don't know what happened. I was playing some soccer. I was standing in a field, and it just felt like someone kicked me right in the back of the calf, and I fell down.
You fell down?
But no one kicked me. I turned around, and no one was there.
So your leg gave out?
No, my leg just gave out.
See,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Josh. I feel bad for what you're going through. Well,
Thanks, TJ.
people are literally laughing at
No,
you.
I feel bad for you too, Josh.
Thank you, J-Bo.
You're welcome, friend.
Man, I know producer Heather went on a little road trip this past weekend, and before the road trip, she was going to Brooklyn, New York.
All right, yeah.
And she was like, hey, I know you lived there for a little while. What do you think I should do? I spent, you were here, 10 minutes giving her ideas?
TJ was so excited.
I said, what'd you do? How much of what I suggested did you do?
0 of it.
I mean, it's like, why even bother to ask me what you should do when you go a place? It's like, come on, you're wasting my time.
I knew when you were rattling those places off that Heather was not going to go. I was like, she ain't going.
Your suggestions were a little, I don't know, out of my league. Is that the way to say it? I don't know.
Just like food and cookies and cool places. Anyway, we are so happy that you're here. I don't know how you found your way here, but thank you for turning your radio on. J-Bo, anytime someone is forced away from their phone, where they don't have access to their phone,
right?
I always like getting a little inventory on how that was for them, because I'm trying to find a way, and I keep challenging myself to do this more and more, where I actively part from my phone and live portions of my life where I actually don't have access to my phone. So I do that by stuffing it into a drawer, or I leave it on my desk in the other room, and I just live life without it. And it's so peaceful for me when I get into those spaces. And I know you're very passionate about this too.
No, I am very passionate about it. I was just going to ask you, how is it for you? You said it's peaceful for you? How long do you go without your phone?
It was sometimes 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on the weekends. Yeah, and it's really wonderful.
That is very impressive.
Sometimes it's a whole half a day, and I realize, it's noon. And well, maybe not a half a day, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I was going to say half a day. That's something I'm working towards.
Yeah, it's great. But Kenny apparently lost his phone over the weekend. It got waterlogged, which I thought all phones now were waterproof. But somehow you lost your phone over the weekend.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of heat and water damage, but I was without my phone for more than 24 hours.
Look
and
at this.
I was miserable.
Miserable?
Oh my God, it was the worst. No peace. There was 0 peace, TJ. I was constantly reaching at my pocket, hoping to pull something out, and it was just a blank screen.
So wait, how'd you lose your phone?
Well, I didn't lose it. It broke.
He got it wet.
How'd it break?
He's sloppy. What'd you do? You spilled a drink on it?
No, I put it in my pocket in a wet bathing suit.
Now, did you think it could sustain the water?
I thought it was waterproof, like you said. But then I think also heat damage might have had something to do with it too, because I was out at the beach and stuff like that.
Yeah. Have you ever been out like eating outside at a picnic table and it gives you that warning? Your phone got too hot.
I think that might have happened too.
Maybe it can't handle the combo.
Yeah.
So you hated it. Do you have your phone back?
Yeah, thankfully, this is why I have cell phone insurance. I have a Shurion cell phone protection. It's like an extra $5 a month to my plan, but I can replace my phone anytime, almost no questions asked.
Cell phone insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? You have that?
Yeah, they tag it onto your bill.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can ask for it.
It is wonderful. So I made a claim yesterday afternoon. My phone was at my house at 7 o'clock at night.
Get out of here.
Wow, that is fast. I've never heard that before. That is super fast.
Someone
That's great.
with an Ashurion purple shirt rang my doorbell, came. I said, here's your new phone.
Seriously?
Told me what to
here.
do. Yeah, it's a whole new process. I'd never experienced this before, but it was pretty awesome.
Well, wait
And
a
my
minute.
phone's good as new.
What's the math on that? How long have you had that insurance?
Well, I've had it pretty much since I've had an iPhone.
Which
and
is
I've
how many
had
years?
Several iPhones replaced.
All right, I'm going to do the math right now. How many years have you had it?
Ooh, let's see. I think I got my first iPhone in maybe 2009, 2010.
Okay, so we're talking 15 years. Okay,
15 years at about $5
all right, so
a month.
12 times 5 times 15, $900.
Yeah, but
but he's had
a new
his
iPhone
phone.
costs $1,000, man.
Oh, is
Guys,
that
his phone's replaced multiple times.
multiple times?
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's not the first time, multiple times. So
Cracked
Wow.
screens.
It makes sense.
Lost.
Can you just take care of your things?
Well, here's the thing. Kenny got a new phone, and the bro ain't got no case on it right now.
Yeah, what is
You have
wrong
no
with you?
case on it.
Well, I just got the new phone, so I'm ordering a case on Amazon. It should be here
Oh,
tomorrow.
I'm stressed for you right
Good
now.
job. Well, listen, some people like not having a phone. I guess you want to have the choice of knowing it's in the other room. Can you challenge yourself some point this week
No.
to part? Okay, all right. The guy loves his screens. He's addicted to it, and he's okay with it. Like, I'm addicted to coffee, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm
your
fine.
screen is your addiction.
Yeah, screen's
Fine with
my
me.
addiction too. But I say every day I'm getting a burner phone. I want a burner phone because I want the peace.
Yeah, well, Kenny knows how to burn them. That's for sure. What an inspiring story. This headline caught my attention out of Business Insider. It's a story about Mark Cuban, famous billionaire. I actually ran into Mark Cuban one time in an elevator bank.
Get outta
I got to
here.
talk to him for a few seconds, yeah. Seemed like a very nice guy when
Did you
I ran
ask
into
him any questions? Or
No, you know what? He was in the building for an interview. I try to be very respectful. Great to see you. That's it.
You got to pitch him an invention idea while you have the chance, man. He's the king shark.
The investor said he's maintained a business practice throughout his decades-long career that's helped hundreds of people cross over to millionaire status. These are employees of his in these companies. When selling a company, Cuban said he always sets aside some of the profits to pay out his employees. He wrote, "In every business I've sold, I've paid out bonuses to every employee that was there for more than a year." Wow, sounds like a great guy to work for and
Yeah.
stick around for, right?
Oh yeah.
He's been doing this since 1990 when he sold his first company. I didn't know any of this. It was a software firm that garnered $6 million at the time. Cuban said that he paid out 20% of that profit to the company's 80 employees, which, if distributed equally, would equal about $15,000 per staffer. Hey, I mean, I'll take it.
That's a nice little bonus.
Yeah, that's great. I had a boss who did that at one point, and he was just so generous, and it was so exciting.
That's very kind.
When I used to work for Elvis from the Elvis Duran show, he was like unbelievable. He would just walk down the hall with a bonus. Here you go. What?
No,
what do you
that's
mean?
sweet.
Yeah, it was super. And you know what? And I wanted to work for him because he was just like, he really cared about his people.
Yeah.
And then one day I just left. But it wasn't because I didn't love him.
Right.
It's because actually
We all grow and evolve, TJ.
well, he actually poured into the people, and I assume still does, the people that work for him, and it makes you want to give it your all, and then actually inspires you enough to walk out the door, which is kind of, it's super cool. In 1999, when Cuban sold his broadcast.com company to Yahoo for $5.7 billion in stock, Cuban said 300 of the company's 330 employees became millionaires thanks to his employee payout practice. Imagine being the 30 who were like, man, I just missed it.
Seriously? Right.
The billionaire who also bought the Dallas Mavericks, that was in 2000, said he paid out more than $35 million to employees after selling his majority stake in the basketball team last year. He says he just believes it's the right thing to do. He told that to Business Insider. He said everyone that contributes should benefit as well. Cuban is worth an estimated $5.4 billion. That's according to Forbes. What an inspiring story.
You know, hearing that, I hear how every business he sold, he received more and more in that sale. And
Yeah.
I feel like, of course, he's probably a great businessman, but he acknowledges that the people that work for him made that business what it is, which is why it gained the kind of profit that it did when it sold. So he's kind of just paying it back to the people that helped him grow his business, which I think is great.
Yeah, and I also think that there is a law in the universe, which I believe is a biblical principle, but you give and you receive from giving. And it's like this wild upside down concept. When you actually part with the thing that you're clinging on to so tightly, you get more back in this wild way.
You have room to receive. Like when you cling on to something so tight and you white knuckle it, there's no room for you to receive anything else. No matter how much you ask for it or want it or manifest it or pray for it, there's no room. But when you are generous and you give, you create room to receive things.
I always tell people who want to hang on so tightly to everything, try it in such a small, simple way, even if it's at the coffee shop. Like buy someone's order and just like watch what happens. It's really interesting. People talk about this, whether they're people of faith or not. They have these experiences where they give and something happens where they receive more back. It's really cool.
Okay.
So great story from Mark Cuban. Love reading that. This is the TJ Show. Want to welcome my pop, my 94-year-old grandpa, to the show. Hey, Pop.
How you doing, TJ?
Good. You know, I was catching up with you just before the weekend, and you mentioned something to me, and I was very excited to share this news. You're apparently a longtime fan of Omaha Steaks, who just started advertising on our show. Is that true?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Pop, did you know that they started advertising on our show?
No, I didn't. I had no idea.
Yeah, look at that. It just in random conversations, and you said you sent them to someone as a gift. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know you use and you've loved them forever. So I was like, oh, this is a great excuse to kiss up to our advertiser, who we're very grateful. You know, it's very important that we support our advertisers, and that, you know, if there's something that you hear on our show, whether it's on your station or wherever, this is what keeps our show afloat. So, Pop, that was very good news.
Yeah, well, anyway, matter of fact, I'm thinking about it's Father's Day coming up. I think your mom usually sends me a Omaha steak around Father's Day. I'm expecting one in the mail pretty soon.
Oh, really? Apparently, my mom is a longtime fan, too.
Does she use the promo code TJ?
I don't know. That's a great question. She probably should.
Save some money doing that.
You know, that's right. Right, J-Lo. That's cool. Well, you know what, Pop, you've had so many steaks over the years, and you're a filet mignon expert. As a matter of fact, when you were running a business, you used to talk about how there were only so many filet mignons that you could eat. Can you expand on what you meant by that?
Oh, I don't know, but I don't recall exactly, but so many food that you can eat. I don't know.
I'll tell you what it was. You used to talk, because you were the boss in this company, and you used to talk about, it's like, at what point do you stop your salary from going all the way up because you could only eat so many filet mignons, and you used to talk about how you want to take care of the people.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got you the analogy. Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I could only eat so many steaks. Yeah, I remember that.
But if you are going to eat steaks, then you go with Omaha Steaks.
That's right.
Right. But Pop,
that's right, yeah.
That always stuck with me. You told me that when I was a lot younger, and I always think about that because it's like, it's true. How much steak, how much can we fit into our head?
Yeah.
Yeah, how many things do you need? Like, you know, you only can drive one car at a time. You know, and things like that. I think that was the analogy.
Yeah, no, that was really awesome. Well, Pop, thanks for letting me know that you were a fan. I was like, oh, that's great news. We got to mention that on the radio.
Yes.
Hey,
of course.
Pop, I wish I would have known that analogy before today. That probably would have prevented me from buying 147 pairs of sneakers, but here we are.
Yeah.
There you go. That's true about the sneakers. You can only wear one pair at a time.
You're right.
Yeah, Pop, did you know J-Bo is a shoe collector? She looks really cool in her shoes, but she's been slowly giving them away.
I have been, yeah.
Oh, by the way, Massimo's sister has been collecting shoes for the poor. She collected already over 200 pair.
Oh, look at that.
That's amazing.
That's a different kind of shoe collector.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's, my grandpa hangs out with the coolest people. We actually heard from Massimo the other day. He dropped off a peach tree just to be nice. You know, these are amazing people. So, Pop, thanks for popping on the radio. We're very grateful for you.
Okay, take care. Love you.
All right, love you too.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It is the perfect time to say it's almost Father's Day. Look at how happy my pop has been. I mean, he's 94. He's been eating them for years. OmahaSteaks.com. Packages start at just $89 when you go to OmahaSteaks.com and use the promo code TJ at checkout. Kenny, did you just say bye to my grandpa?
Yeah, I wanted to see if he'd say it back.
If he did, though, I would have laughed hard. I would have been like, he's with it. He's hip.
Okay, we can work on that for the next call. This edition of the TJ Show is sponsored by Omaha Steaks. Oh, they make Father's Day so easy.
Yes.
But still keep up the quality of the Father's Day gift. I'll give you a story about my dad, how much he loves steak. So we were out at my daughter Charlie's recital, and it was like 8 o'clock at night. The thing finishes up, and he goes, "Hey, T, where can I get a good steak?" I'm like, "Dad, it's nighttime. We got to get the kids ready for bed." "Oh, no, it's fine. But if I had an Omaha steak in the refrigerator, it would have been easy."
That's just the solution to the problem.
So for Father's Day, you want to get the right gift for your dad, right? It's right around the corner. Do it now. The Father's Day experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to put a smile on Dad's face this summer. Hand-selected gift packages starting at just $89. All you got to do is go to omahasteaks.com, use the promo code TJ at checkout for an additional discount when you shop gourmet gift packages for Father's Day. Go to omahasteaks.com and use the promo code TJ to get some exclusive savings. Omaha Steaks, they know great steaks, and dads love steaks.
What's good, everybody? It's Gerard Hector, the host and executive producer of the True Hoop Podcast. You guys can catch me and the godfather of basketball player development, Coach David Thorpe, every Monday and Thursday talking all things NBA.
It starts with Shea. Jalen Williamson, terrific. And a great coach. It starts with Shea. He's carrying a team. He's Michael Jordan right now.
Search for the True Hoop Podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Rate, review, subscribe. Catch us every Monday and Thursday. Take care.
This is the TJ Show. Our news, it sounds different around here. Kenny reads through every story he can find, and then he brings us the most interesting ones. Kenny, what's happening on the planet today?
There were a couple of high-profile data breaches over the weekend. First, we'll talk about one that happened at Disney. It's being reported that about 2.5 gigs of internal company data were stolen and dumped online. The data reportedly includes tools used by Disney's software developers along with some of Disney's corporate and advertising plans. And the interesting thing is, it appears that this data was stolen by fans of the game Club Penguin.
What?
Yeah, a very popular game that Disney bought in 2007 for $350 million, but it started to wane in popularity. In 2017, they made a new 3D version, and by the next year, they shut down the original and the 3D version. So fans of this game appear to be upset.
Look at
and
that.
I guess possibly as a form of revenge, they decided to hack into Disney's system and then posted the results online.
It's mind-blowing to me when I hear these stories. Like, I know we hear about data breaches all the time, but think about the power in Disney. They have the best of the best everything.
Yes.
And a bunch of gamers are upset and they hack into Disney? Like, doesn't that say to you, pretty much if someone wants something, they're going to get it?
If I was Disney, I would hire them.
Yeah.
I would hire them. I'd be like, okay.
Now, in other hacking news, it appears the New York Times experienced a data breach also over the weekend, with its data being leaked online as well. This apparently involved source code to the viral game Wordle.
What? Another gamer hack?
Yeah, it had something to do with Wordle, the game where you, I guess, guess the word of the day with a certain amount of tries and letters.
People love their games.
It's a very
Are you
popular
noticing?
game, Wordle. Oh, yeah.
That's a trend there.
Now, I'm not exactly sure what they stole or how they plan to use it, but I guess my thought is maybe they stole like the answers to upcoming Wordle games. I know my girlfriend and her family have a group chat where they all brag to each other who gets the Wordle word first. So if you had this information, you could come in first place, I'm sure.
Whew. Well, I just have decided I'm not putting anything in writing that I don't want everyone to see. So you can just...
Smart move.
Yeah, just read whatever. You know, I send an email to Kenny. Very uneventful. But I'm okay with that being in writing.
Okay.
Kenny, what else do you have?
A huge chunk of a major road known as the Teton Pass, essentially the gateway to Yellowstone National Park and the Grand Tetons, collapsed in a landslide over the weekend.
That's terrible.
Yeah, apparently this started late last week with just a crack in the road that actually caused a motorcycle accident. A paving crew temporarily patched the road. It reopened later that night, but the next day, the road was closed again due to a mudslide, and hours later, the road, quote, catastrophically failed.
Thankfully, there was nobody on the road.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, and that's what the Wyoming Department of Transportation said, "We are very, very, very lucky that no crews were harmed, no equipment was damaged. So now engineers and geologists are doing geological assessments on the pass. They've been looking at it all day and all weekend. There's no telling when the road is going to reopen."
It seems when this type of thing happens, everyone takes inventory on all of these roadways, and you see this with bridges. And
sure,
the more safe we can be with this stuff, we're riding on these roads every day, and you just expect them to work.
Yeah, and it's more than safety because tourism is a huge part of this area's economy. I saw some figures from 2022 that said the area made about $1.7 billion in travel-related spending, and this really is kind of a one-way in and out. From what I understand, there's one detour option, but it adds more than an hour of driving time. And it's more than just the tourists, but also there's people in neighboring Idaho who work for the parks that can't commute in to get to their jobs.
Kenny, what else do you have?
In Canada, a group of seniors from a senior living home were out to eat on their weekly excursion. A representative for the senior home said that these outings are a chance for the residents to engage with the community. They visit the mall, they go to local restaurants, and the seniors are all living on fixed incomes. They usually split the bill among themselves. We're learning from this restaurant now that a stranger sitting nearby this group of seniors snuck a $100 bill to the waitstaff to help them pay for the bill.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
There's a bagel store near where I grew up, and it's like the same crew of guys that have been there for decades.
Yeah.
And you walk in, and it's like you're walking into their house. Hey, what's happening? How are you? My friend's dad goes there. His
That's
picture's
awesome.
even on the wall.
Get out.
Yeah, he told him, he was like, yeah, I come here so much. Have you thought about putting a customer on the wall? They did
Sure,
it.
why not?
I thought he won maybe some kind of bagel eating competition.
No, it's wonderful. Yeah, and you know what? It's so cool to like just do that for someone on the DL.
Yeah, it is. It's
Love it.
cool.
Well, the seniors said they wanted to thank this person, but he had already left
Great.
by the time the bill was paid.
That's how you do it. Kenny, what else you have?
In San Francisco, they just opened up this free food market where shoppers can leave without paying.
How?
Yeah.
How do we get there?
It's a $5.5 million free food market, and it's for this specific neighborhood in San Francisco where there's a lot of low-income residents. And essentially, this market is designed for people especially who are living on food stamps, especially with inflation and high grocery prices. They find that they're out of money by the end of the month. So this is an option for those people to go. And it's just like a grocery store. You check out, your items are weighed, but you don't pay anything. The whole reason they're checking you out is just so they can keep track of their inventory.
Wow, that's a beautiful concept.
Yeah, so if you're eligible, they'll give you almost like a Costco card that will grant you access into this free food market. You're allowed to use it once per month if you're a qualified person.
Any details on the story of how it's funded?
It was funded by a $5.5 million grant and also taxpayer dollars. And from what I understand, local grocery stores also donate to this free food market.
That's great.
It's amazing.
It's kind of taking the food pantry to a whole other level.
Yeah. Kenny, what else do you have?
There's a new social media platform called Kara. It bills itself as a social media and portfolio platform for artists.
We need another one. J-Bo and I were just talking about that.
Well, you might like this one, TJ.
Can't wait to download it to my phone.
Yeah. It has similar features to many existing platforms like microblogging on X/Twitter, or you could post your whole portfolio in a grid style like Instagram, and it even has a job tab for artists looking to be hired like LinkedIn, but it's more customizable than the other apps, and most importantly, the biggest difference is that it's anti-AI.
We'll see if that works. Can people avoid AI and still be successful?
It's supposed to be a space for people who are artists to share their art so that it won't be used by AI and they won't be exploited.
Until they sell it all to some AI mining company.
Well, hey,
let it happen.
It's still the
first.
beginning.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen,
Now,
we need something to go against.
You have meta platforms that are openly saying that they're using public posts to train its AI, but on Kara's website, it says it filters out generative AI images to make it easier for people to find creatives and artwork created by humans and removes some of the ethical and moral issues tied to AI policies.
You know what I almost bought over the weekend?
What'd you buy?
You know those pads they have where you can use an X-Acto knife to like cut up magazines, do collage work?
I think so, yeah.
I almost bought it because I love collaging and it's just paper. It's not digital. I love the idea of just working with paper, forcing ourselves to use our brains in a non-digital way.
Yeah, but when you start to collage, you have to start bringing in paper into your home, and that creates clutter.
Well, that's true.
And,
that's true. I used to cut up cereal boxes when I was a kid, try to see like what kind of a cool thing I could make from the Honey Nut Cheerios box.
Well, hopefully you didn't write letters with those letters.
No,
that'd be
no.
weird.
No, I almost did, but I said, nah, I don't want to get
it's a
into that
little
business. Yeah. Kenny, thank you for keeping us somewhat informed.
That's what's happening.